Derek, where are you? They want to move on to the cremation soon, so we need to carry the coffins. Remember? You're one of the pallbearers? No! I don't want to go back there! Don't you want to see them one last time before they're turned into ashes? But once they're done with the cremation, we're going to be separated. Why can't we live together? We're brothers! I want us to live together as much as you do. I don't even want to think how lonely it would be without you. But it's already been decided amongst the adults. There's nothing we can do to change their minds. I want to live with you at Uncle Patrick's too. I know. And Uncle Patrick was willing to take the both of us in. But Aunt Lucille... Apparently, she was pretty adamant that she wanted to take just one of us, and wouldn't even lend an ear to anyone else's reasoning. I don't understand why we have to be separated. I don't get it. Why does she want to separate us? You're the only family I have left. I know, but we're still kids. So we just have to do whatever they say. They won't even give us the time of day to listen to what we have to say. But we're twins! We've always been together, from the moment we were conceived, and every day since we were born. What am I gonna do if you're no longer by my side? Are you just worried about going to the bathroom by yourself in the middle of the night? That's not what I'm talking about. Besides, I can go to the bathroom by myself. Are you sure? I think so. As long as I don't watch anything scary before bed. If you ever get lonely, you can call me anytime, even just to talk about nothing. Or just send me a message, and I'll reply right away. I promise. No! I still can't believe that Mom and Dad are gone. I keep hoping that this is all a bad dream, and that I'll wake up to one of them knocking on my door to come down for dinner. This can't be happening for real. There's no one I want to talk to other than you. And I don't want to live anywhere else. I know. I feel the same way. Oh, I know. I have a great idea. What is it? Let's live together. Just the two of us. When we're old enough. Yeah. And when exactly is that gonna be? I don't know exactly when. But when we're able to start working and earn money on our own? Like, when we're in high school? I don't know. Maybe. But we can start saving up from now, so we can have enough money by then. And we'll get our own place and live with each other. Just the two of us. Away from any adults who felt entitled to tell us what to do. It can be our goal. What do you think? Won't that take a really long time? We're only in 6th grade. We can save our birthday money and allowances. We might be able to save up enough by the time we're in high school then. Are you sure? I don't know. But isn't it better than not having any goal in sight? I'd rather have something to work towards and look forward to. I guess so. Okay. Then I'll do the same too. But, I don't know. I'm worried about living with Aunt Lucille. They live right next to their restaurant. There's probably cockroaches. Probably. That's gross! And besides, Aunt Lucille is pretty scary. Yeah, she can be intimidating sometimes. She doesn't even like kids. I've heard her say so myself before. So why does she even want to take me in? What if I get in trouble and she yells at me? What are you talking about? You never get in trouble. I'm always the one getting yelled at. That's because you always talk back to her and try to prove her wrong. No, she's just super short-tempered and never admits when she's wrong. I'm starting to get worried again about this whole situation. I think you'll be fine. You've always been the better-behaved twin. But if she does something to you that makes you uncomfortable, you let me know right away, okay? Okay. Will you come help me right away then? Of course. Don't forget, I'm the older one of the two of us, so I'll always be there to protect you, like any big brother does for his younger brother. Aunt Lucille, Derek hasn't been replying to any of my messages. Do you know where he is? I'm sure he's at home. Well then, can you just tell him to check his phone? Why do I have to go out of my way to do that? I'm busy with the dinner crowd at the restaurant now. What dinner crowd? Your restaurant is always empty. Last time when we ate there with our family, you only had a few other customers. And it was so slow that you even had time to sit at our table and chat with us the whole time we were eating. Oh, be quiet. You really don't know when to keep your mouth shut, do you? I'm just asking you to tell Derek to check his phone. It's not like I'm asking such a huge favor. Just tell him. Please. Derek is just probably busy playing. It's not my fault he hasn't been checking his phone. Maybe he doesn't want to talk to you. Are you sure? Of course I'm sure. Ever since Derek started living there with you, he hardly replies to my messages or returns my calls. How is he? He's fine. He doesn't seem lonely or anything? Nope, he never mentions anything like that. Maybe he even feels relieved that he doesn't have to tolerate your brute attitude anymore. Hey, I'm not as bad as you make me out to be. Okay, sure, whatever you say. Anyways, would it be okay if I go over there this weekend then? Let me spend a night or two there? Nope, we're too busy, so that's not possible. Then Derek can come spend the weekend over here. That won't be a problem, right? Can't do that either. What? Why not? What if he goes over there and decides that he doesn't want to come back here anymore? That won't be fair. Fair? What do you mean? You know, we went through all this trouble to take you in after your parents died in that accident. One brother on each side of the family. I can't let my sister down like this, even if it's just her memory that's left. But Derek and I are twins. We've never been away from one another for more than a day since the moment we were born. I think it makes sense that we stay together, even now. Uncle Patrick is willing to take the both of us in. He's been saying so since the beginning when you guys were figuring out our living arrangements. It's too complicated for you to understand. You're still too young. Why don't you wait until you're older and financially independent before you start questioning our decisions? Yeah, we're still kids, but... Anyways, I won't allow you to stay over here, or for Derek to spend the night there for a while. At least until he finally accepts that he is a part of this family now, and stops holding a grudge over something he can't control. Fine. Then I'll just go there to visit him. It's only a few bus stops anyway. I can get there on my own. That would be okay, right? Nope. You can't do that either. Why not? It'll be a hassle afterwards if he starts feeling lonely after seeing you. I don't want him to get into one of his slumps again. We're brothers! We should be able to see each other whenever we want. That's not fair. You're being an idiot! I can't tell you how happy I am that I didn't end up having to take you in. You have such a dirty mouth, and you have no respect for adults. Why can't you just listen to what we say? Derek, on the other hand, he's so well behaved and never talks back. I'm so glad that he's the one who lives with us. You can say whatever you want to me, but I hope you're at least nicer to him. You better not be mistreating him or anything. Don't worry, I'm much nicer to him than to you. And of course, that's because he doesn't irritate me as much. I'll be really pissed if you're not good to him. You can be really annoying, you know? You belong to your father's side of the family now, so don't feel like you can stick your nose into our personal business whenever you want. Derek is now part of this side of the family, your mother's side. So you two belong to different families now, you know? Don't forget where you stand. I don't belong to any family. Derek is the only family I have now. Sure, you just keep telling yourself that. Just let Derek know, okay? That I've been waiting for his reply. Please. Hey, Devin. I'm sorry I haven't been able to respond to your messages. I've been pretty busy. And didn't have time to check my phone. Busy? Well, with homework and stuff. Oh, that's too bad. You get that much homework at your new school? But you're so smart and always finish your homework right away. Is it that much harder there? That it's keeping you so preoccupied? I'm glad that I'm not the one at your school then. I'll never be able to finish that amount of homework. Devin, I've never seen you work on any type of homework. Oh yeah, that's right. I always used to just copy everything from you. But the teachers would always figure it out and I'd get in trouble for it all the time. Those were fun times. It brings back some fond memories. Although that was our normal life, up until just a few weeks ago. I know, right? Have you been able to make any friends at your new school? Well, my classmates are all pretty nice and friendly. But You know, there's only like half a year left until the end of the school year. Plus, everyone made their new friend groups once they all came to middle school. It's pretty hard to fit in anywhere at this time. I know what you mean. It's the same thing here. But maybe you can make some new friends during summer vacation. I'm sure you'll find your own group of close friends. I bet it won't even take that long. I hope so. How's everything at Uncle Patrick's? It's pretty great. They're really kind. And they take me on different excursions almost every weekend. But it's not the same without you. I can't really enjoy myself 100% since you're not here. Yeah, right. I'm sure you have the time of your life on every outing, like you always do. That's not true. Are you sure? Anyways, I'm gonna go to bed soon. I'm getting really hungry, and I don't think I can bear it anymore. So I'm just gonna go to sleep so I can forget about my empty stomach. What do you mean? You didn't eat dinner? Can't you just grab some food from the kitchen if you're that hungry? Oh, yeah, I ate. But I guess it wasn't enough. Derek, are you sure? You're not lying to me, are you? Yeah, I'm sure. You better not be lying to me. You're acting really weird lately. Like, you completely stopped messaging me or calling me ever since you started living at Aunt Lucille's. And you were the one that was so worried about getting separated. I thought you would be calling like every other day because you were so lonely. Or at least replying to my messages right away. I just thought that I needed to be more independent and not rely on you for everything anymore. Especially since we're living separately, and there's no one I can depend on here. Don't forget, we'll always be family, no matter where we are. And besides, we're the only family that's left for each other. So I really hope you're not lying to me. Or maybe there's something you're hiding from me? I'm not lying, and there's nothing I'm hiding from you. Really? Do you swear on your life? Yes? I don't know. You sound really unsure. I just get the sense that there's something going on with you. Call it a twin's intuition. Devin, I'm sorry. You're right. I was lying. Aunt Lucille. She's really mean to me. I don't know how much longer I can take her harassment. It's starting to get too much. Can you save me? Please? What? What does she do? She makes me help out at the restaurant every day as soon as I get home from school, and doesn't let me leave until almost closing time. And she only lets me eat the leftover food from the customers, and nothing else. Apparently, the only reason why she was so insistent on taking me in was so she can get a part of my inheritance from Mom and Dad. Whatever story she made up about how she was doing it to remember her sister. It's obviously all a lie. I've even overheard her say more than once that she doesn't like kids. Devin, please. I can't stand being here anymore. I can't believe this. She's really been this horrible to you? The entire time? Yes. She doesn't hit me or physically hurt me, but she yells at me every day. And she makes me wear the same clothes for days at a time. She says I'm so clumsy and get my clothes dirty too often. So she thinks it's a waste to do my laundry every day. Change places with me. What? We'll just swap places, and I'll live there instead. No, we can't do that. Besides, I don't want you to experience this horrible lifestyle. It won't be fair to you. And I feel the same way about you. Why should you be the only one who has to suffer? It's not fair to you either. Then I'll just tell Uncle Patrick everything you told me about what's going on over there. You can try. But Aunt Lucille said that no one will believe anything we say since we're still kids. So it's just a waste of everyone's time to even try. Okay, then leave it to me. I just thought of a really good idea. What kind of idea? Don't worry. I'll let you know when the time is right. But for now, just let me swap places with you for one day. Are you sure that's a good idea? What if they find out? Just trust me. Everything will be fine. You know this kind of stuff is right up my alley. Let your big brother take care of this. Devin, do you know where Derek is? Is he there with you? Why? He's not home? Well, if he's not over there, then never mind. Oh, okay. For a second, I thought that maybe he finally found the courage to up and leave since he's had enough of your harassment already. What? That little snitch. He's been talking to you without telling me. You tell him to come home right now. You know where he is, right? Nope, not gonna happen. You have no idea what that monster did. He completely ruined my restaurant's reputation. It's absolutely unforgivable. And my husband is really angry too. He better be ready with a genuine apology. It was because you were harassing Derek in the first place. He would never do anything like that without any reason. What? We never did anything to mistreat him. Sure. Making him work until late every night and yelling at him all the time, and only feeding him the leftovers from your customers. You don't even let him use the washing machine to wash his clothes, since you say he's too clumsy and will get them dirty right away. Derek hardly has any time to do his homework, and he can't even bear the thought of having to eat a stranger's leftover food. He hates living there. Those are all lies. He just wants to go live there with you, so he made up all those stories. You don't actually believe all that, do you? None of it was a lie. Huh? I was there all evening today, pretending to be Derek. I guess you didn't even realize. What? That was you? Yup. You had no idea, huh? I did a pretty good job fooling you. You scoundrel! Why would you do that? I can't believe you would say something so horrible in front of everyone, and just run off like that. You have no idea the amount of damage you've caused us. I only told everyone the truth. There's nothing wrong with that. You know we're in the restaurant business. How are we supposed to stay open if we lose our customers? And thanks to you and your outburst, they all have the wrong impression of us now. You should have seen the dirty looks they were giving us. After you shouted all those lies about us abusing you, right in the middle of the dinner rush of all times. It was so embarrassing. I just wanted to disappear right then and there. And as you can probably imagine, everyone left right afterwards, without even finishing their meals. That's not my problem. It's your fault for mistreating Derek behind closed doors this whole time. That's only because he doesn't do what he's asked. You don't even have the decency to notice that he barely eats at home. Who in their right minds wants to eat the leftover food of a stranger to begin with? At least he gets to eat a full meal at lunch when he's at school during the week. But what about the weekends? He said that he's always so hungry that his stomach doesn't stop growling. And sometimes it gets so bad that he just resorts to eating the leftovers. That's child abuse, you stupid hag! I don't see what the problem is. It's not like any of it has gone bad or anything. People were just eating it 5 minutes before he did, so it's obviously okay. You guys have no right to be complaining. It's not like you're bringing home any income. Besides, you don't die or anything just because you ate some leftovers. It's not just some. It's all the time. And they're leftovers from complete strangers. That's just gross. And then you cook a warm meal separately for yourselves. That doesn't make sense. It's harassment. The reason why I was giving him leftovers was to punish him. He keeps dropping and breaking our dishes. Such a clumsy clown. That's enough. When I was pretending to be him today, you gave me only leftovers to eat too. Even though I washed all the dishes without dropping any. They weren't clean. There was some greasy residue left. That's not true. I made sure they were all sparkling clean so you wouldn't have anything to nitpick. And I know that you only took Derek in because you're after his inheritance money. Stop with your lies already. Do you really think you can get away with saying whatever you want about Derek and making it seem like he's the problem? But he's part of this family now. Of course it makes sense that he helps out at the restaurant. It's a family business. And I only mentioned anything about the inheritance only because he was so unwilling to do what he was asked. Anyways, just tell Derek that he needs to come home right away. Otherwise, I'll go to the police and report that he was taken there against his will. You can go ahead and do whatever you want, because Derek is gonna come live with us at Uncle Patrick's. That's not even a possibility. We're the ones who were appointed as Derek's legal guardians, so he'll live here with us until he turns 18. We told Uncle Patrick about everything you've been doing to Derek, about your cruelty towards him, and your dirty scheme to try and get your hands on our inheritance. And who's even foolish enough to believe what you kids say? Besides, there's no proof about anything you claim I've been doing to Derek. Sure there is. I recorded everything you did and said to me yesterday. I have a video of your conversations and everything. It's all on my phone. What? When? And I plan to take all of this to child services. Let's see if they agree with you and say that this is appropriate punishment. You're kidding, right? Oh, I'm very serious. Wait, let's just calm down for a sec, okay? Devin, I get your point. We won't ask Derek to help out at the restaurant anymore. And he'll eat the same meals as us every day now. How's that? That should satisfy you, right? It's way too late now. You've already tortured him enough. I'm never going to forgive you, and there's nothing you can say or do now that'll ever change my mind. But I'm your mother's younger sister. So, what does that have to do with us? I'm probably the closest relative you have of your dead mother. You and I are related by blood. I'm sure your mother would be disappointed if she knew you guys were scheming to destroy her only sister. She's probably crying up in heaven right now. That's where you're wrong. Mom would be very proud of me for standing up for Derek. I was able to save my only brother before things got more out of hand. No. Just listen to me, okay? You and Derek. You're still too young to comprehend these things. So you must have misunderstood our intentions. Misunderstood? Well, you know we don't have any kids. So my husband and I, we were both really happy that Derek came to live with us. But maybe we were just a bit too strict with him. No, you're lying. You don't even like kids to begin with. That's why you were treating him so badly. You only thought of him as a nuisance. And the only reason you say you were happy that he came was because you were able to manage his inheritance from our parents. Devin, please. I'll tell you the truth. I promise. But tell your uncle that this was all just a small misunderstanding, and that there's no need to get any authorities involved. Nope. I'm begging you. Our restaurant. We've been struggling financially for the past few years, and we have quite a bit of debt right now. But all that can change. Once we receive Derek's inheritance in the next few days, we'll be able to pay everything off and start making an actual profit, instead of drowning in this never-ending cycle of debt. Please, we really need the help. That money belongs to Derek. The way you've been treating Derek. Your financial problems have nothing to do with us. Your restaurant can go down in shambles for all we care. Devin, come on. Please, just help us. I'm still your aunt. Yeah, and we're your nephews. Your sister's only 2 children. We could have used some help too, you know. Especially when we lost both our parents in that accident. We lost everything in that instant. How can you be so selfish? You think you're so much better than us because you're the adult. But to me, you're acting pretty childish right now. That inheritance was left to me and Derek by our parents. You're not entitled to any part of it, and especially not for your personal use. Don't you care about what happens to me? Nope, not even one bit. You've never shown any interest in us when our parents were still alive. I don't even recall you ever being nice to us at family gatherings either. And all of a sudden, you wanted to take only one of us in when our parents died. That just seemed so out of character. Especially when all our other relatives wanted to keep us together. You never even gave a single thought to what would be best for the 2 of us. Well, and the only reason you chose to take Derek was because he's the quieter and better behaved of the 2 of us. You figured he would be easier to control so that you can have things go your own way. That's not what family does to one another. Don't ever call us your family again. But if the restaurant goes out of business, how are we supposed to survive? We still have all this debt left to pay off. That's your problem. Why don't you just live off of everyone's leftovers? It's not like you're going to die from eating leftovers, right? So it shouldn't be any problem. After that, Aunt Lucille had a visit from Child Services, and it was determined that she was no longer fit to act as Derek's legal guardian. For good reason, too. As a result, Derek and I are able to live together with Uncle Patrick now. And it goes without saying that we are both ecstatic about being together again, and in such a warm and loving home. As for Aunt Lucille's restaurant, the rumors about how she mistreated us spread amongst her neighbors and customers, so people stopped coming to eat there. It didn't take long for their restaurant to go out of business, and the only thing that remained was their ever-growing debt. They were struggling to make any dent in their debt repayment, and her husband just ran off and disappeared in the middle of the night. Aunt Lucille was left to repay the rest of the debt by herself, but last we heard of her, she had moved far away to an isolated town. Other than that, we have no idea what she is doing right now. It's been a few years since all this happened, and Derek and I are now in high school. We're both still living with Uncle Patrick, who has been so supportive of us through everything. We still remember how we promised one another about getting our own place together when we became high schoolers. But Uncle Patrick and his wife asked us to still live with them, because they would be lonely if we moved out so soon. We still have our inheritance money Mom and Dad left us. When that time comes, we'll figure out the best way to use it. We're really lucky to have ended up with Uncle Patrick. There's probably no one else that would have taken better care of us than him, other than our own biological parents. I think I speak for the both of us when I say that we consider Uncle Patrick's our home away from home. Both Derek and I hope that one day we will be able to repay Uncle Patrick for everything he's done for us. We promised each other that we will live honestly, so we never end up like Aunt Lucille. We owe him everything for stepping up and raising us both like his own sons. We are so grateful for the generosity with which Uncle Patrick welcomed us. We hope that we can pay it forward one day in the future.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to see more content. Hey, Mary, maybe don't come to the wedding today, okay? I don't want any hacks like you at my wedding. It would be super embarrassing for everyone if you came.
Huh? What? This is Lana, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're Richie's girlfriend?
No, I'm Richie's fiancé. I'm sure you remember me. We only met a few days ago. You were at the bridal shower, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember that. But something seems off. Did I do something wrong? I don't want to get off on a bad foot considering we're about to become in-laws.
I can't call a hag like you my older sister. Maybe my hag-in-law.
What? Is this really Lana? You were so nice to me when we met at the chapel the other day.
No, it's definitely me. I only plan on getting married once in my life, so it has to be absolutely perfect. And you being there would really just bring down the whole vibe.
I get wanting to have a perfect wedding, but is my age really that big of a problem? I'm like 32. I'm not that old.
It's still a problem. Having a hag-in-law that's that old? It's just… All my friends will definitely make fun of me with you around. You're just such a millennial. It's so embarrassing. You should just say you're sick and that you have to miss the wedding.
Well, what does Richie think about this? I'm pretty sure he's going to want his own sister at his wedding.
I haven't said anything to him about it. Why would I? Obviously, he wants you there. But what matters is what I want. It's my wedding, so you better just come up with some excuse.
Richie is going to be pretty unhappy if I'm not at the wedding. I mean, he's a nice guy. I'm sure he'd understand if I was sick or something. But he's going to want me to be there.
He won't say anything if you get a sudden stomach bug and can't be there. Anyway, I'm doing this for Richie's benefit too. It's just as embarrassing for him to have his haggardly old sister shuffling around his wedding.
I don't think he'd ever think that. He's not the kind of guy to care about those kinds of things.
Obviously, he cares about it less than I do, but that doesn't mean it's not still kind of humiliating.
I really don't think he'd be okay with this. Actually, I feel like he'd be upset if he knew you even asked.
Yeah, probably. Maybe don't tell him I said anything to you about it then. He doesn't need to know. We're both busy with all the prep for the wedding, so we don't need any drama distracting us.
Well, I don't want to upset him. But I'm not sure you should be dictating what I can and can't say to my own brother. If I want to talk to him about whether or not he wants me at the wedding, I'm gonna do that.
Ugh, you're so selfish. Everyone your age is so self-centered and stuck up. Just let me have this, okay? You're gonna ruin my wedding if you show up. Maybe I should just block you. And I can block you on his phone too. It'd be way easier than dealing with all your complaining.
I haven't been complaining about anything.
You were the one that came to me with this ridiculous request, and I just told you no. Girl, stop. I don't have time for all of this. I have a wedding to prepare for, and if you won't cooperate, I'm not going to be able to get everything done. Women like you just don't get it. It's so tough being a pretty girl like me. Having people like you running around ruining things is so annoying. Hopefully, once Richie and I settle down and have some kids, I won't have to deal with you. I hope you haven't said anything about this to anyone else, especially not my parents. No, of course not. Why would I? It would be an awful first impression for my new in-laws to think I tried to keep their daughter from coming to their own son's wedding. I'm not stupid. Well, you should probably keep it that way. I'm planning on it. I don't want anything to ruin my wedding. This is the most important event in any woman's life. Not that you'd know. I'm not gonna put up with this. I'm gonna tell Richie about our conversation, and that he can't marry a woman like you. I'm telling you now not to say anything to him about it. And if you do, I'll just deny it. Who's he gonna believe? His ugly hag sister or me? His beautiful young fiancé. Why is that? Do you have something over him? Of course not. Just, if he's going to marry me, he's going to have to take my word over anyone else's. Don't you worry your ugly little head about any of this. It'll be much easier if we just cooperate on this. This hardly feels like cooperating. Then think of it as doing me a favor. I want my wedding to be absolutely perfect. I've been picturing it in my mind since I met Richie. And it never included an ugly hag like you. What makes you think I'm going to do you a favor when you keep calling me an ugly hag? Oh, come on! Let me have this! When I'm happily married to my Richie, you won't hear from me again. I have no idea what's going on in that head of yours to make you think anything about this is okay. And I'm not going to be the one to ruin my brother's wedding like this. I don't care what you think about me. He's my brother, and he's going to want me there. You just don't get it, do you? I don't want you there, so you won't be coming. I'm the bride. I'll get what I want, or there'll be hell to pay. I don't want your horrible face in all my photos. Stay home. If you won't make up an excuse, I'll figure something out. You're really not going to budge on this, are you? No. Fine. I'll figure something out. So, what are you gonna do? You'll find out sooner or later. Hey, Marky. I know you're busy with the bachelor party, but do you have a sec? Yeah, what's up? Have you talked to Richie about the wedding tomorrow? No, not really. We've been busy with other stuff. Oh yeah, I bet. Why? What's up? I just had a really weird conversation with Lana. It was super uncomfortable. Oh, I know what this is about. Wait, do you? How? Well, she was messaging me too, and she tried to get me not to come. Of course, I told her I'm going since I'm the best man. Why did she tell you not to come? She's my ex. What? Seriously? Yeah, we had a pretty terrible relationship. I tried to tell Richie about it, but he's head over heels for her. Well, that does explain some things, I guess. I didn't know you two dated, though. Yeah, it's sort of a long story. I met her at work, and she was all over me the moment she heard about my job. We dated for like 2 years, I think. I was about ready to propose to her and everything. Wow, really? Yeah, but apparently she got sick of me. It was a really messy breakup. I can imagine. What happened? Well, I found out that she had been cheating on me. She got really cold all of a sudden and started dodging my calls. I actually caught her cheating on me with Richie, believe it or not. What? Yeah, but this was before I knew him. We worked at the same company, but I didn't know who he was until I found out about the affair. I hated his guts at first, but I ended up working with him on a project and I got to know him. Weirdly enough, we actually became super good friends. She was terrible to me, though. The entire reason she went after Richie was because he made more than me. If you ask me, the only reason she's marrying Richie is for his money. I've tried to tell him, but the poor guy is really in love with the girl. God help him. Does he know you two dated? No. I tried to tell him more than once, but I couldn't stand breaking his heart like that. Yeah, I get what you mean. I don't think I could do it either. I guess it's a good thing you got rid of her. I feel bad for my brother, though.
Yeah, I'm glad I broke up with her. She's a real piece of work.
Sounds like she has a bad habit of bouncing from guy to guy.
If you look up the word gold digger in the dictionary, you'll find a picture of her face next to it.
I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah.
I hope she can change her ways for Richie's sake at least.
For sure. But I can't say I'm that confident she will.
And, well, you should probably know something.
Well, what?
I'm pretty sure she stole from me before we broke up.
What?
I had taken out like $3,000 in cash to buy her a gift for our anniversary. But before I could go buy something with it, it disappeared. I'm like 90% sure she took it.
Wow, that's awful.
I mean, I wasn't that bothered at the time. I planned on using it to buy her something, so I figured if she took it and spent it, it was all the same. But yeah, big red flag.
I'll say. I don't know why you would stay with her after that.
Honestly, in retrospect, I'm not sure either. She's a handful even when she's not stealing from you. She's got really expensive taste too. I was making 6 figures when we were dating, and that was nowhere near enough. Richie makes a good bit more than I do, so she'll probably be satisfied. I guess she's finally found her acceptable lower limit for income for a potential husband.
I guess so.
So, not that it matters. But I am curious. What did she say to you?
She told me she doesn't want me coming to the wedding. And she called me an old ugly hag. And said I should fake the stomach flu or something so I don't have to go. And after that, she wasn't going to speak to me again.
Huh. Sounds just like her. Though I will say, this sounds a little bit above what I'm used to. She's pulled this kind of thing before, but this is more extreme than I've ever heard of. What are you gonna do?
Well, I'm not gonna go to my brother's wedding. But if she's really this bad, I feel like I should at least try to say something.
Maybe. I've tried 1,000,000 times though, and it's never worked. But you might be able to make something happen. You're his older sister. He'll listen to you.
I hope so. I'll talk to him and see what I can do. I think I have an idea. I might even be able to get your money back too.
You think?
I'll get back to you in a little bit. What did you do with Richie? He hasn't been texting me back. I told him to text me every 20 minutes. Did you tell him what I told you?
Oh, no. I think he's having a little chat with your ex.
My ex? Who? Mark? How do you know about Mark?
You mean Marky? Richie's best man? Of course I know him. He's my brother's best friend, after all.
Well, of course. But why did he tell you about me?
Because I'm friends with him too.
What did you say to him?
Well, quite a bit. But he was more than glad to tell me about everything you got up to when you two were dating. And he told me about your sticky fingers. He told me he had gotten $3,000 out of the bank to go buy you a nice gift for your anniversary. But before he could do that, it disappeared, and you were the only one who knew about it. I thought it might be nice of you to repay him. It was his money, even if he was going to spend it on you.
Wow, he really did tell you a lot, didn't he? He was always a chatty Kathy. Why do I care about any of that, though? It's ancient history. I don't care about any of it. But I do care about Richie. Where is he?
Well, he was at the hotel with his friends, but I'm pretty sure he's gone home by now. Not a lot of reason for them to stick around.
What do you mean? Why would they leave?
Why should they stick around if the wedding isn't happening? Seems like a waste of time and money.
What is going on? Why isn't it happening? Why hasn't anyone told me?
I'm not exactly sure. Maybe you should ask Richie. All I know is that they're saying it's all been canceled. Can't really have a wedding without all the trimmings and everything, though. And especially without a groom.
Why are you lying to me? Is this supposed to be a trick? Maybe you're confused. Did you think this was your wedding? Let me say it real simple so you'll get it. I marry Richie. You no marry anyone.
No, honey. I get what's happening. This is your wedding that's not happening. I would know. I'm the one who got you all the venues. Did my brother not tell you?
He told me that he had a family connection, which is why we were able to get the hall and the chapel for free.
Did he really not mention it? Huh. Rude thing to leave out. Maybe he knew you wouldn't like me.
Wait, What did he leave out?
I own the venue. I'm an event planner. I actually offered to plan your entire wedding, but for some reason, he told me that you were handling everything else.
So that's why you were at the chapel the other day. I thought it was weird you were there. I didn't know you owned it.
That I do. You really don't pay that much attention to what other people are saying. You just don't seem to care about anyone other than yourself, huh? Maybe if you had listened, you would have figured it out by now. I'm sure Richie and I talked about me doing him a favor by blocking out the space and getting him a deal on all the vendors.
Maybe, I guess. I thought your parents knew someone or something.
Nope, all me. I would think you might pay some attention to that kind of thing, since you're so worried about it being perfect.
I didn't really care whose venue it was. I just knew what I wanted. I don't care if it was owned by the devil.
Well, you seem to care now that it has to do with me. Surely I'm better than the devil.
You are! I mean, I think you are.
Thanks, I guess.
So what does this mean?
It means you're not getting married to Richie.
You're joking!
Nope, no jokes here.
You liar! You tricked him into breaking up with me.
Nope. In fact, I barely said anything. You did all the talking for me. I showed him our little chat, and then he and Marky had a little talk too. He didn't believe it at first, but once he had talked to both of us, it was hard for him to deny. It's one thing for just his best friend or even just his sister to object, but both? That was more than enough, really.
There's no way. How could you do this to me? I know I was sorta mean to you, but this is super harsh. You're ruining my life.
I'm not about to sit around and let you marry into my family and tear it apart from the inside out. Richie deserved to know about what you said to me and what you did to Marky. Once we talked, he said he couldn't believe he even considered marrying you. You really had him fooled there for a minute, though.
Don't be like this, Mary. I'm just stressed is all. You know, bridezilla and whatever. I didn't mean anything I said. I was just so stressed and I just needed it all to be perfect.
You seemed pretty content to cut me out of the wedding and never talk to me again.
No. I was just messing around. I really didn't mean anything I said. I was just feeling a little crazy. Come on, Mary. Us girls have got to stick together. These guys don't know what they're talking about.
You should consider a career in politics. You really can flip-flop with the best of them.
What?
It's not important. Anyway, I don't think it really matters what you say at this point. I'm not sure you're going to be able to convince Richie to take you back after everything he's found out. I'm pretty sure he's already blocked your number by now. I doubt you'll be able to get in contact with him. And even if you did, I doubt he'd be willing to talk.
No. Mary, you have to talk to him for me. He's not thinking straight. He's throwing all of this away. He's being way too hasty.
I think his mind is made up. At this point, I don't think either me or Marky could convince him to take you back. And if that's the case, well, I think your goose is pretty cooked.
We can still fix this. The wedding can still happen.
I'm not sure how much good a wedding will do you with only one participant. Unless you're planning on marrying yourself. And even if you did somehow convince him in some alternate universe where everything was backwards to marry you still, the decorations are already coming down and the caterers have been called off. Pretty sure the priest left early for his vacation too. The only thing left for you to do is return Marky the money you owe him. Once you do that, we can all just wash our hands of this nastiness and move on. Unless you're gonna skip out on that too. Like you did with Marky.
I'm not planning on skipping out on anyone. And I'll pay him back. I don't have a job right now.
That's unfortunate.
Well, I was going to live off Richie's salary.
Seems like that won't be happening. Better get looking for a job. Wouldn't want the police hearing about your little incident before you have the chance to make things right.
I'm so sorry. I really am. Please give me a chance to make this all up to all of you. Maybe I can come work for you?
Maybe. It's an interesting offer. But if you do work for me, I think it would have to be a bit of a different arrangement. I'd need to garnish your wages so you could pay back what you owe me as well.
What?
Well, I paid for the cake and a couple of other things out of pocket. It was originally supposed to be a gift for Richie, but he insisted that it be a loan.
But I can't take his money now that it's not happening. I'm still out the cash, though. And now that the wedding's off, someone has to pay for it. Are you serious? I'm afraid so. But like I said, I'll just take it out of your earnings. Don't worry, I'll make sure you have enough left over to survive. I won't charge interest on what you owe either. For now, at least. But you never know. I'm a crazy old hag, after all. I might lose it and change my mind. Fine. Anyway, nice doing business with you. Have fun finding another man, gold digger. After that, Lana tried desperately to get back together with Richie. She called again and again, but could never get through. Richie was not even a little interested in speaking with her again, and ignored all her calls and texts. She even tried to contact him on all his socials, only for Richie to block her on one after the other. Mary was kind enough to take some pity on her and gave her a cleaning job, but she was careful to only schedule her shifts for times when she wouldn't be around. Richie was shocked and a little heartbroken, but moved on fairly quickly and found himself a new girlfriend within a few months. Him and Mary are even closer than they were before, and after this incident, he and Marky have grown even closer as well. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to see more.
Chloe? Where are you at? It's been a few hours. When are you going to get here?
Well, I'm busy right now, Nora. Unlike you, Miss High School Dropout over there. I graduated college with a degree and I'm working full-time now. And I'm doing this all on my own, so I have a lot of things to do. Maybe it's better if you just shut the hell up and leave me alone. The work I'm doing right now requires a great deal of focus, so I can't waste my time talking to you.
I thought that we made plans to meet today, and that's why I texted you. I wanted to see if you were still coming.
You want me to come?
Well, my fiancé is going to be bringing his family over to see Mom and Dad, and I wanted you to be there to meet him as well, right? I told you before that I wanted you to be there and for the wedding once we set a date for it.
Ah, now that you mention it, you did say something about getting hitched, didn't you? I think I was up to my neck in work, though. And I think the idea of some stupid dropout like you getting married wasn't possible. So it just went in one ear and left the other.
Chloe, what are you trying to tell me here?
Doesn't this guy know that once he marries you, his life will only get harder for him? If so, it must mean that he's just as stupid as you. In which case, I don't really want to see two idiots getting married anyway. There's no reason for me to care for such a meaningless relationship. If you still really want his family to meet me, just send them a photo of me or something and that should be enough, right? I just don't really care about meeting any of them, let alone have them know who I am. So you don't have to introduce me to them, okay?
Chloe, what the heck? I told them that you'd already be coming to see them and join them at the wedding. We've even already made plans to cook for you here as well. If you were planning on not coming to both the family meeting and the wedding, then you should have told me sooner.
And I told you that, unlike you, I have a job and I'm too busy to think about talking to a low-life loser like you. I know you couldn't even graduate high school, so I know that you have literally no understanding of what the working world is like. So I just thought that there was no point in me explaining to you why I won't be coming. Okay.
Why are you still using the fact that I dropped out of high school as a reason to talk down to me? Haven't you already learned by now that your obsession with judging people based on their education has lost you so many friends?
What are you talking about? All I did was tell everyone that they weren't on my level, so I didn't need them as friends anymore.
Fine. So you're definitely not coming to see my fiancé's family and to the wedding. Is that what you've decided?
Yep, that's right. And you should know that I wouldn't even be able to hold a conversation with him or his family anyway. Look at me. I graduated a top-level university. And I'm sure that he was only able to make it through community college at most. Am I right or what? If I had to come all the way there to see them, it'd be a waste of my time. And in my case, time is money. Yeah, you're right. He didn't graduate from a top-level school like you. So you guys would never be able to talk to one another properly. Then I'm going to stay here and continue doing my work. Are you really working today, Chloe? It's Saturday. Are you an idiot? I told you that I do a lot of my work on my own, right? And I do all of it from home. So when it comes to weekdays and weekends, they don't matter to me. I overheard this from Dad, but you quit your job, didn't you? And that was because that company wouldn't let me show them my fullest potential, so there was no point staying there. Even though I'm working on my own now and I'm always busy, I at least feel like I'm in control of how much effort I put in. But does that even mean you're making enough money for yourself? I mean, you're still living at Mom and Dad's place, right? Yeah, but that's exactly why I'm living with them. They're the ones who take care of the bills, right? I mean, when you were living here, did you ever have to pay them? No, I don't think so. Yeah, but I was a kid. So of course I never had to pay them. Whatever. You were still living here rent-free, okay? So don't act like I'm the bad guy here. Man, I'm getting worn out by having to talk to an idiot like you. Can you please stop calling me that and treating me like one? Well, maybe you should have thought about that before dropping out of high school. You should have just gotten your GED. And since I have zero interest in your fiancé, you can exclude me from your stupid wedding. I need to get back to putting in actual work here. Well, I'm going to be marrying him whether you like him or not. So you're going to have to meet him eventually, okay? And when that time comes, I don't want to hear you talking to him like you're talking to me right now. I don't care how you talk to me most times, but you won't treat him like the way you treat me. Take that as your one and only warning, okay? Chloe, are you listening to me? OMG, Chloe. For Pete's sake! You don't have to do anything else, but you'd better make it to the wedding for me. That's the least you can do for your sister. Okay, Chloe? Nora, you're going to be marrying Mike, right? Do you mind telling me what his phone number is? Hey, Mom. What's going on? If you have something you want to say to him, you can tell me and I'll let him know later. Well, I just want to talk to him directly. And once the wedding is over, he's no longer going to be my daughter's fiancé, but my son-in-law. So if he ever needs me or I need him, I'd like to be able to contact him. It'd be for the best, right? I guess you have a good point there. Let me ask him really quick if it's okay for me to give you his number. And I'm sure he doesn't have a house phone anymore either, so please make sure it's his cell phone. He said it's okay. And actually, this is really good timing. We just decided where to move to next month after the wedding, so I'll give you our new home address too. Thank you. I'm going to give this information to Chloe as well then. To Chloe? Why would you be giving any of his info to her? Well, she was telling me that she really wanted to talk with Mike at some point before the wedding. Now, hold on a sec here. It was you that said you wanted to talk to Mike, right? Actually, darling, it wasn't me. Chloe was the one who wanted it, actually. Wait! You just told me a second ago that you wanted his number so that you could talk to him directly, right? I didn't really think it mattered if I said I wanted to talk to him or if Chloe did. But Chloe is the kind of person that's going to talk crap to him when she gets the chance. I don't even want to think of all the things she'll try to say to him. So tell her no. I'm not giving his contact info. Come now, Nora. He's going to be her brother-in-law soon. It's just his phone number, right? She just wants to talk with him. So just let her and you can relax a little. What's the big deal here? What's her reason for wanting to talk to him so badly? Don't you see that anytime Chloe talks to anyone I know, she uses that as an opportunity to tell them all sorts of horrible things about me? Just to bring me down? And Dad's been telling you time and time again that you can't keep acting like she's not doing anything wrong. Darling, I just want her to be happy. You as well. I want both of my daughters to be happy. All right. You say that, but when Dad was working overseas while I was in high school, you used all of my lunch money to buy games and crap for her and never for me. And I was left to practically starve at school. And you even stopped taking me to school, and that's why I had to stop going to school, right? You favored her over me. So much. Oh, good God. Are you still going on about everything that happened in the past? Well, yeah. My past still affects me to this day. And now my little sister makes fun of me for something that you and her did. It's not like I wanted to drop out of school. I had no choice. And why am I being made fun of? It's not fair. And if you remember, your dad got very upset with me when he got back home, didn't he? So I already know that what I did was wrong. Are you kidding me? No, you don't. Do you really understand? I do. He even told me that he would divorce me if I ever did something that stupid again. He told me that he'd take you with him and leave me with Chloe. If he did that, Chloe and I would be left with no income and life would have been horrible. And I also didn't want to work, so I made sure that I stopped acting the way I did. Wow. You did not just say that to me. I was about to feel sorry for you, but I'm glad I didn't. Just because you had to pay for your mistakes, that doesn't mean that I can't feel hurt from this. Look, Mom, just don't give Chloe Mike's number. Oh, well, darling. Sorry. I already gave it to her. What? Mom! Do you have any idea what she could do now? She told me before that she doesn't care about Mike or me. So what do you think she's going to do now? She even ditched me at the last minute when I asked her if she was still coming to see his family. Well, it might have to do with me telling her that Mike is a very well-off businessman. What do you mean? She said that someone like you would never be a match for him. Okay. So what? And she thought that she's a better fit to marry someone as successful as him. Okay. What's that supposed to mean? And I actually thought to myself that that was a pretty good idea, too. What the absolute frick? You mean you think that she should marry Mike instead of me? Well, I just thought that they have more in common, you know? They seem to have the same hobbies. They both like to eat good food, and the places he likes to go, etc. Chloe and Mike even sounds better rolling off the tongue. Stop screwing around, Mom. He is my fiancé, Mom. Why are you making this all about Chloe? He's my fiancé. You already ruined my childhood by favoring her over me. You've ruined my education. But I'm not going to let you ruin my relationship with Mike. Well, Chloe is a lot better off than you, right? She even has a better job than you and excels at it. You know it's not easy for her to sit in the house all day working. And I think it's just amazing that she's able to have that kind of self-discipline. At least she keeps herself busy, unlike some people around here. I don't know what kind of job Chloe is doing now, but what does it matter if she's home all day working? She was the one that wanted to work at home all by herself, right? And that's why instead of having her look for a man to marry, I thought I'd look for a man for her. OMG. And you want to tell me that the man you found is my fiancé? Well, you can find someone that isn't as high class like him, right? Chloe has higher expectations in life, so it's only fair that she gets to have Mike instead of you. I can't believe what's coming out of your mouth, Mom. You're meant to be my mom. If anything ruins my relationship with Mike, I'm not only going to cut ties with Chloe, but I swear, Mom, I'll cut you off as well. I mean it, Mom. You guys are getting married next month, right? I know that this might not make it into that thick brain of yours, but I think it's a good idea if you hurry up and call off your engagement. Chloe, what do you want now? Okay, well, I won't beat around the bush then. I'm dating Mike right now. So I'm going to make sure that you both break up and never see each other again. And I think that right now would be the best time for the two of you to break things off. Mike? Can you not read? You know who I'm talking about, right? Your fiancé. Duh. And what do you mean you guys are dating right now? I'm having a very hard time following everything you're telling me right now, Chloe. Him and I are both talking every day. And every couple of weeks we go on a date. And next time I'm planning on going over to your guys' new place. New place? Mom told me that you guys are getting a new house, and she sent me the address. So I'm planning to go over there as a surprise for him. You're joking, right? I'm very serious. You seem to be having a hard time being with Mike, so I've decided to take him from you. So you've decided to take him away from me? You're the one taking him from me. I've heard that he's a very well-off businessman. And because of that, the both of us are actually able to have great conversations. So that would mean that he's meant for someone like me over some lowlife like you, right? You need to stop screwing around right now, Chloe. Are you even aware of what you've been doing? I know that he's not from a top-class school like me, but he sure does have all the things I need in a man. So once we've gotten together, we will be like a power couple. What? I'm saying that him and I will be way better off than if he chose to marry someone that couldn't even make it past high school. So I'm going to make sure he has a great future by marrying him in your place. My husband is laughing his butt off right now. What? Laughing his butt off? Husband? Well, when we decided to move out that very same day, we also went to apply for our marriage license at the county clerk. Which meant that we could register our new home address and get our marriage license all in one day. So if you really thought that you were going to steal my husband from me, you'll have to get him to divorce me first. And in that case, that'd mean you have been having an affair with him. And therefore, I could sue you. OMG. I can't steal him from you now. And that's why Mike is laughing right now. He just told me he wants you to stop acting like an idiot because he can't take how funny this is. What is going on? He even told me that he's never even seen you in person before. And I just looked through his phone, and there's nothing in here that shows that you've ever even contacted him before. He's just as surprised as I am that you're able to steal someone who you've never even met yet. And that's why we are laughing so much over here. He's just saying that because he's been cheating on you with me, right? He knows better than to stay with a dropout like you. So he's just making sure that you don't find out that he really has been talking to me. And by the way, he's known me since high school because we both went to the same school. Are you even aware that Mike hasn't even been in the States for the past 10 years? He went to both high school and college in England. He was in the US up until he finished middle school, and from there he left to go study and work overseas. What the heck? England? And when I looked at the school he went to there, it far outranks the college you were at. It makes your college look like a school for dumb kids, if I have to be honest. But Mike told me that he graduated from a prestigious school in Texas. Who is this Mike that you're talking about then? Can you describe him or something? He has dark brown hair and wears glasses. And I'd like to say that he is around 6'1" or so. Well, my husband has blonde hair and doesn't have glasses or contacts. He's also 6'6".
What? No way. What's his full name? Michael Draves, right?
No, he's just Mike Brown.
Who is that?
That's what I'm asking you about.
But I made sure that the number that Mom gave me was the one that I started texting. And his name was Mike. That's what he told me.
Well, there can be more than one Mike in this world, Chloe. I also just had Mom send me some screenshots of the text she sent you with the numbers. And you know what? I think she typed his number wrong and sent that to you.
She made a mistake?
Well, it seems that whoever you started to text had the same name as my husband. What a coincidence, right?
Could something like that really happen?
Well, I'm just glad that it did this time. This shows me that neither Mom or you were ever able to contact Mike to begin with. And so I don't have to be worried anymore.
Well, whatever, I guess. I was at least able to come out of this with another man that seems to be very well off. Too bad I wasn't able to stop you from getting married, though. I'll get you back next time. But for now, I guess we'll just have to act like this never happened between us.
That sounds good to me.
Hey, Nora! Where are you right now? Mom might have given me the wrong number for Mike, but she still has the right address of your new place, right?
What's wrong? I'm in the middle of my wedding.
Wedding?
Was that today? Yes, today's mine and Mike's wedding.
But I'm with Mom right now.
Well, I never invited either of you. And Dad specifically asked me not to invite Mom to this wedding. He said something along the lines of how she's always acting like a complete embarrassment. And he didn't want any of that on my big day. And since Mom and Dad have finalized their divorce, they have no reason to be around each other anymore.
I know that. Because he told me to stay away from him as well. And that's why Mom and I came over to your new house.
Well, I don't want you there. Go away, the both of you.
Well, it was your fault that we were both kicked out of the house. You're responsible for the two of us now.
This is what you both get, right? You both have planned on taking my husband away from me, so there's no sympathy from me. Have you thought about asking that guy Michael to help you both out? Oh, wait. I forgot you tried, but he left you in a heartbeat when he found out about who you guys really are.
I'm the victim here, Nora.
But weren't you the one who wanted to ruin my future by taking my husband from me? And then leaving me stranded at the aisle at my own wedding? That's why I'm so happy that Mom messed up and gave you the wrong phone number. If it wasn't for that, you wouldn't have started talking to some other random man. I'm sorry that you were too stupid to tell that the Mike you were with wasn't my Mike. And that you went ahead and rubbed that in my face.
I just wanted my Mike, or Michael, whatever, to give me some money to help me pay off the debt Mom and I have with Dad now. He's asking for around $50,000 in total. Can't you at least help us in some way?
You're asking me for help now? I thought that unlike you, Miss Oh So Perfect, I only graduated from middle school. I'm a low-life loser, right? And you're the one who has a nice job that keeps you busy every single day, right? So that $50,000 should mean nothing to you since you must be so successful and rich by now.
Well...
It's fine, Chloe. I know everything.
What do you mean? I haven't said anything.
I know how you like to lock yourself in your room all day playing video games while streaming it on Twitch. That's what you call your full-time job, isn't it? And you only have around 20 viewers or something, right? Or has that gone up by now? You have such a great academic background and you're better off than most people, aren't you? Funny that. Because look at you now. All you do is play video games all day. It's about time you got off your high horse.
OMG.
You've seen my streams? Yeah, sure. A few times. I mean, I watched it for a minute or two, but that was enough to know all I needed to know. And I read the comment section, too. You did? Which ones? Other viewers were asking where you got all that money from. And you said it was because you went to such an amazing university and how you come from a rich background. But what they didn't know is that you're just a lost cause and a recluse who still lives in her parents' house. Why? Because your mom is too delusional to see how much of a loser you really are. I'm not a recluse. I'm just in there working on my streams all the time. Did you forget that before I had to leave high school, all you would do is ask Mom for money? And for what? To spend it all on your stupid video games instead of doing homework. Remember that? Dad was so pissed when he learned how Mom did that. And he even told her that he would divorce her if she ever did that again. And yet here we are. You and Mom are the whole reason why you both don't have a roof over your head now. And guess what? Dad will no longer support you either. You're on your own. Well, Mom's a housewife, isn't she? How's she supposed to earn any money? That's not my problem. You guys can figure this out on your own. If I come home after the wedding and you two are still around my house, I'm going to have to call the police and get them to take care of you. The police? Or we could do this another way. I could just ask you both to pay me to stay on my property. But I'm sure that neither one of you could afford to do that, right? Actually, you know what? I know Mike and I just moved into our new place, but we're planning to move again anyway. So you could take over the house, so long as you can pay the mortgage for it. But why move again when you just moved in? Well, because Mike really liked living over in England, and we've decided that we'll move there. And since I don't really have anything holding me down here, I'm going with him. To England? How are you going to be able to find a job in another country when you can't even find a good job here? Well, Dad was the one who helped me find a nice job at an accounting company. An accounting company? You? Yeah. I've been working there for a long time now. And I've worked my way up and built up a really good resume. I've got plenty of good references from the accounting company I was at. I'm sure that with all this experience and good word, I can find a job over there. OMG, what the heck? I never knew that. Well, you never bothered to care about what happened to me. The company covered for my apartment, actually. And when I turned 18, I got my own apartment instead. Dad helped me with that as well. So I am very well equipped to be going to England and finding work there. And if not, at least I'll have Mike making a lot of money. He even said it's fine if I want to live at home not working and just being a housewife. But we'll see how I feel about that when I move there. And that's why I'm going to England with Mike. And won't be around much any longer here. But how did you even learn accounting without going to school? I had a very nice boss who taught me everything. And I took some online courses in accounting that he paid for. And now I know everything that I need to know when it comes to accounting. And actually, if I wanted to, I could work freelance as a private accountant over in the UK. I've always been really good with numbers, you see. I guess that's something you didn't know about me. I got top grades in math tests in middle school. So I'm really glad that Dad found me this line of work. It worked out for me just fine. Unlike someone I know. Wait. Why are you able to do work like that? I'm at a way higher level than you. Well, sorry, Chloe. I have to get back to my wedding. I have to go. Just be happy that you're that loved that you had everything spoon-fed to you by Mom. You'll be able to figure something out with these new cards you've been dealt with, okay? And you'll only have to take care of Mom now. So that shouldn't be too hard, right? You can use that as another thing to brag about. No way! I have to have somewhere to do all of my streaming. If I can't find a place to live soon, all my viewers will stop following me and I'll have nothing. I also have to think about how I'm going to pay Dad that $50,000. Help me, Nora!
Nora, I have an idea.
If you can do accounting, then why not help me find a way to get the money to pay for a new place and to pay Dad back?
Hey, Nora.
Are you there?
Nora!
Hello? It turns out that after my dad kicked those two idiots out of the house, they had to find a way to survive together. My mom still doesn't want to get a proper job, and even if she tried, she's been out of work for so many years, it won't be easy for her to find one. She also has to deal with the failure of raising a spoiled daughter who's just as selfish and lazy as her mother is. I heard that they're living in a shared apartment right now, somewhere with one bathroom among 4 other strangers who live with them. That sounds uncomfortable to me, but I guess they don't have a choice. And to start making money to pay Dad back, Chloe picked up a part-time job working the night shift at a gas station. The other day, I had another look at my sister's Twitch channel. And it seems like ever since she was kicked out of Dad's place, she hasn't gone online to do more of those live streams. I guess that was the end of her very high-level career, and she'll have to go back to square one. Perhaps learning how to be an adult who has to take care of a full-grown and immature mother will be a good start for her. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to leave a comment, and we look forward to seeing you at the next one.